Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about the buffs that have just gone live in North America. So, there was a large data download last night, and in addition to the Street Fighter cards being buffed, which will come on Monday, which I'll deal with later on in the future, 4 of the 7-star Godfist exclusives have received significant and or meaningful buffs. And I'm going to go through each of them individually to give you a little idea of what you can expect, and if they are kind of languishing in your monster box and not actually providing value, you might bust them out because they're actually quite meaningful. So, the first one buffed is Ina. And Ina used to be a great leader a long time ago back in the day, and she has now become a good leader once again. So, her active skill unlocks all the orbs on the board and creates 2 dark orbs and then 1 turn of orb movement time. This type of active skill is going to be the same for all the other cards I'm going to talk about momentarily, except you just change the color based on their primary attribute. So, this gives you a movement time buff, a little bit of orb generation, and orb unlocking. This is basically like Horus on steroids, because Horus is oftentimes considered a wonderfully strong, relatively universal sub. He has a nice 2-turn cooldown, board unlock, movement time buff. Helpful for every team. All the Draco Blades do that, plus a little bit of orb generation. So, if Horus's awakenings or colors or typing is non-synergistic and you need more orb generation because your team is color or orb hungry, these cards can definitely be a tremendous solution. So Ina definitely can fulfill that role potentially. Because if you have teams that need to make orbs and cannot deal with locked orbs because it ruins your activation potentially, these can be wonderful solutions. So she has that prowess there. She has Rose. She has modestly strong machine killing potential with 2 machine killers if you choose that Super Awakening. And her leader skill has actually been buffed. She has respectable amounts of health and recovery. Like, it's an okay multiplier. You have massive 75% damage reduction with 2 leaders when you are above 50% health. And being above 50% health isn't too bad. Let's just say you have 120,000 health to begin with. That means 60,000 of it is quote-unquote protected. So you can absorb 240,000 worth of damage before you become vulnerable. So multi-hits are obviously problematic. Large single hits are much less dangerous by comparison because you can take the hit, drop down below, you still retain your attack multiplier. Only damage reduction is tied to being above 50% health. This is fine for the vast majority of content, but obviously if you have numerous multi-hits and or World of Carnage 2, it becomes less ideal. But for the purposes of World of Carnage 1 or Shura 1, I played with my Ina and I took Evil Ryu, who was again buffed. Evil Ryu has basically the same activation requirements, needs to blob dark orbs, and instead of getting auto follow attack, he gives +3 combos. So it's a nice pairing, and I have a video uploaded on YouTube, don't know if this or the clear will be uploaded first, but it showcases me kind of just walking through Shura 1 with the team. Like, nothing really was stopping me. As long as you have 1 hard-hitting card and modest orb generation, things seem to die with relative ease. So it's definitely a strong leader. I found them quite enjoyable to play through. I don't know why. I feel like I always kind of liked row teams, and I've always kind of had a thing for dark and water. I'm not sure why that's the case. Maybe I just like, well, I like blue is my favorite color, and dark, I don't know, it seems cool. Maybe the cards back then were cooler, but either way, team works great. Definitely Shura 1 capable with relatively little effort. The next is Kio, and Kio with their new buff, again, same type of active skill that is, again, invaluable if you are relying on specific orbs for activation requirements. Their awakenings are extremely VDP heavy with the chance at killing dragons more efficiently. The main drawback is, do we have many teams where we can take advantage of these VDPs? Ryume is probably going to be the strongest monolight team at the moment, and they tend to run Fagin Rai to ignore the need to actually have damage void. So I think Kio may not fit necessarily as well, and Ryume themselves have the active skill that unlocks the board and generates orbs, so they kind of solve that need there. So I don't think they can work as well there. Maybe if Feral becomes more popular, or other monolight teams that need a strong VDP solution and need to actually have a certain number of orbs present at all times to function, Kio can do better, but at this point in time, it's just nice to have. I ended up rolling so many of them, my rank 900 machine, and I'm not quite sure I could utilize them, but maybe you, ladies and gentlemen, could find something in that regards. In terms of their leadership potential, those are great attack multipliers and a huge amount of damage reduction, but you are rainbow-based while still having to match 4 more connected light orbs. So you may have some issues because you need 3 or more colors, but you want to have lots of light orbs probably as well, and it could be a little problematic. You have to be more mindful of the board changers or orb changers you do utilize, but maybe you could find success with them as a leader. Maybe, maybe not. I still think Ina is definitely the best of the batch for leadership potential. Next is Selica, and she has become an outstanding mono wood sub because she has huge damage potential. You could have triple or quad 7 combo with a sizably large attack set, or triple 7 with a VDP, or more skill boost. Or you also have an L, which helps you unlock the board, and God Killer. So helpful awakenings overall. So it's a nice supportive card because, again, that type of active skill is invaluable. And if you're playing with your Nadeko teams, oh, this could be a dream come true because Nadeko needs to have lots of wood orbs present at all times, and being able to unlock the board and then make 2 more wood orbs can be meaningful. It can help you potentially have enough for a VDP if you're lacking other orb changers and there wasn't enough fire orbs present to begin with. I think their sub value is immense for mono wood teams, and with a 2-turn cooldown, you can inherit something over top of it that provides meaningful value. You can inherit delays, haste, whatever you need for a given dungeon, you can easily put them on top of Selica. So lots of flexibility there, and if you do play with your Nadeko teams, this could be a wonderful new inclusion for yourself. And then finally we come to Kyori, and they will have value for the future Royal Oak, who will be coming out soon. I've started that article and whatnot. It should be ready by the time the Super Godfest debuts on Sunday. But why they are useful is that Royal Oak gives you +6 combos of matching 5 or more connected water orbs. And usually you want to match an L. So Kyori has L, so they capitalize on the damage. Royal Oak has Ls, again, you want to match that. The 10 combo becomes actually doable with the +6. So you now have another hard-hitting card in addition to your Royal Oak, and it could have 4 skill boosts with a 2-turn cooldown to inherit whatever you need over top of it. It could be a delay, it could be haste, because with Royal Oak, it's a multi-step transform, and in their interim transformation aspect, they are going to be quite vulnerable if you think about it, because that's 6 turns, you need lots of water, you still need 5 water orbs for damage reduction, but you don't have Royal Oak manufacturing orbs, so that definitely can be problematic. Kyori could solve that by bringing, say, like red shelling forward. It was a massive turn delay, so you can heavily delay them and just stall in safety, that sort of idea, and then you could just abuse their orb generation later, or whatever inherit you really need. But as a whole, I feel like they're definitely only really truly going to shine on Royal Oak because not many other mono water teams are really going to take advantage of those Ls. It's going to be hard to hit that massive amount of 10 combos to really tap into their damage, so I feel like they're mostly a Royal Oak solution. As a leader, again, these numbers look quite impressive overall, but you have to match 5 or more water orbs in an L shape, so quite restricted in that regards, and then 6 or more connected orbs for your full attack multiplier. It's a lot of hurdles you have to jump through. You can't match, like, it's just anti-synergistic. There's no bonus combos to tap into their 10 combo. It's just an awkward output overall, but either way, Royal Oak sub. So, in conclusion, I feel like Selica has definitely gained the most value as in terms of sub potential. Amazing for mono wood teams. Incredibly hard-hitting, incredibly flexible, brings that L and may be difficult. And Ina is definitely the best of the bunch for leaders. You can definitely pair with Evil Ryu, it works well, but you want to pair with someone who gives bonus combos for match blobbing Dark Orbs, and Evil Ryu just happens to have the best synergy. So, hopefully this video provides you some insight as to what you can expect for the new buffs for these existing 7-star Godfest exclusives. Let me know how you plan to utilize them in the comments below, and I wish you all the best on your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.